Hey Freeps Nation, Jordan Page with FunCheaperFree.com here, and the babies are coming! Wow! It's true, I'm pregnant with twins. We have been talking about these twins and celebrating these twins since the summer when we found out we were having them, and you guys, the time is almost here. Baby Watch 2020 is officially underway. I just can't even. You guys have requested a video on how we're preparing for these twins to come, and so I'm gonna go through my actual entire list of all the things that we set out to do before the babies come and walk you through how we're doing it. So let's do this. And thank you to Rakuten for sponsoring this video. Without our sponsors, this channel would not exist, so thank you for your support. All right. Let's get to the list. I have been keeping my list in my handy dandy notebook. Just kidding, name that show. In my productivity planner, I will link these below. So I just keep a running list and I've just been chipping away at it. But most of this has happened, I would say, in the last like 2 weeks, because there's some prep you can do ahead of time, but really a lot of it kind of comes down to the wire a bit. Let me just kind of go through this list, tell you how we're prepping for these babies. Pack hospital bags. Notice that I say bags plural. Let's just say I've learned a lot with 6 deliveries, soon to be 7 and 8. One thing I was thinking is I could probably do an entire video just on what's inside my hospital bag, the baby's hospital bag, and Bubba's hospital bag. So if you guys want a hospital bag video, will you let me know in the comments below, and I will definitely work on that. Packing the hospital bags is crucial because if your babies come early, sometimes you gotta just hop in the car and go, and you definitely wanna be prepared. Book a photographer and or videographer. Start shopping around, looking at prices, look at their portfolio, find the style that you like, find someone that's local and nearby, and then get them booked and get them on the calendar before they get too busy. The good ones get booked fast. It is precious. You will be so glad you did if you can afford it. Buy your baby gear early. Start early, spread it out, watch the sales. One thing that I did at the very beginning of my pregnancy, especially when I found out we were having twins, is I asked a lot of questions. I asked you guys what your baby must-haves were specifically for twins. I made a big list, we prioritized, we inventoried what we had, and then we started pricing them out. We set a budget, and then to maximize it even more, we shopped through Rakuten, which used to be called Ebates. And I have talked about this so many times, it's been years now, so I'm gonna talk about it again. It's a free cashback website. It's the largest cashback website. They partner with over 2,000 retailers. So you shop online or even in stores like you normally would, but you shop through the Rakuten website, through their app. It doesn't cost you anything, but you get cash back for your purchases. And Rakuten also has exclusive coupons and deals and discounts. I have the app on my phone. I always open that up first. I put in the store, even the item that I'm looking for, find a coupon or deal, click through there and shop as normal. It helps me stretch my budget so much farther. So in this case, we were able to get way more gear than we even anticipated initially because we saved so much money and got so much cash back by shopping through Rakuten. If you're not using it, you're crazy. There is no catch. They work out a kickback with the retailer directly, and then they share that kickback with us. That's it. And I actually have a link that'll give you $10 completely free when you sign up for Rakuten using my link and then spend $25 online. $10 free, free, free. So go ahead and sign up for that, check it out. Once you have all your baby gear and clothing and diapers and everything else that you need ordered, take the time before it gets too close to your due date to assemble and get everything set up. Some of the baby items, especially big things like cribs, can really take a couple of days, so you don't want it all to sneak up on you at the end. Also, when it comes to preparing for the actual babies, it's a good idea to take the clothing and blankets and even burp rags that you're going to use for them and wash them so that everything is clean and ready to use the second you walk in the door. This also goes for anything that will go inside their mouth. So if you buy bottles, pacifiers, teething things, just make sure to run them through a sanitary cycle in the dishwasher and store them in a place where they will stay clean so that you can use those babies right away. Now, in terms of preparing your home for babies, here are a few things that we love to do. One of the things that we work into our baby budget is to get our house deep cleaned by a professional cleaning crew. We started doing this on, I think, like our third child, and guys, best money you'll ever spend. We have a cleaning crew come and help us really get the dust and the baseboards and scrub the toilets and things that really have kind of been slipping a bit with me being so pregnant. Oh my gosh. So we work that into our budget and try to schedule them as close as we can to the projected due date, and it is a dream. Better yet, if you could even have them be on call and then call them as you are in the hospital delivering, so you bring babies into a brand new, freshly cleaned home. Hallelujah, amen. That is amazing. Also, in terms of preparing your home, be sure to wash your linens, your pillows, your bedding, your towels. When you get home, you spend a lot of time in your bed with baby, so it's nice to have all of that done before you go to the hospital if possible. Another way I prepare my home is I stock up on freezer meals. I've talked about freezer meals a lot, but they are such a lifesaver when you've got a brand new baby, or in my case, 2 brand new babies. For me, I did a local class where you pay, and we got to go and spend like 2 hours and walked away with 20 freezer meals. So that's very nice. I do have a blog post where I made a whole stock of freezer meals a few kids ago with a friend of mine just on my own. Otherwise, a few months leading up to baby coming or babies coming, double and freeze. Plan your menus every week around meals that can be frozen. So if you're making soup, make 2 or 3 portions of that soup and freeze half for later, so you slowly build this awesome stockpile. Right before babies come, I love to order groceries and make sure that the fridge is totally stocked for my family because I basically disappear for a little while. You can use any form of grocery service. We have a neighborhood Walmart close to us. I do the grocery pickup. There are grocery delivery services, but I will order the groceries on my phone and then drive up, and they will just load them into the back of my car, bring them home, and then I've got a fully stocked fridge, kitchen, pantry without having to go wobble and waddle through the store. Another thing that you want to make sure to do in your home is prep the space and the zones where babies will be sleeping. There's a nursery, right? So you want to get your nursery all set up, and in our case, we actually had to move McEwen out of the nursery and create an entirely new bedroom for him. We call it his Harry Potter closet because it's actually kind of like an office closet in our upstairs. But you know what? It fits a crib and it's cozy and he loves it. So we had to completely revamp a room, move him, get him used to that new room in plenty of time for the twins to come. So we're also setting up the nursery, but the reality is you tend to keep the babies close by you for the first little while. Not always, it's up to you, of course, but I like to create little zones. And what I mean by that is, yes, I have everything mostly set up in the nursery, but I also have a sleeping and changing zone in my room right next to my side of the bed. It is helpful for if I'm up here getting ready for the day, or if they're napping during the day and I want to nap. I also like to have a zone prepared on the main level close to the kitchen where I spend most of my daytime hours. So be thinking through not just where they will be sleeping at night, but also where you will need them to function during the day as well. Don't forget that as you're preparing your home, that you should also be preparing your car. Make sure you've got your car seats not only purchased and at your home, but assembled and adjusted and ready to go. They will help you at the hospital to make sure that they fit the babies correctly, and especially with twins, they tend to be really small, so there will be some adjustments needed with belts and things. But if you are using a used car seat that maybe you used for your last baby but that it hasn't expired yet, be sure to take off all the soft parts and wash them in the washing machine. You can do that. Yes, you can't leave the hospital without them, so that is priority for sure. And then you want to make sure your family is prepared as well. So for us, that means we really clear our calendar within about a month. In this case with twins, about 2 months before my due date, just to make sure we're not overextending ourselves, making sure I'm taking things easy, making sure we are not going to fail on any commitments. You also want to get things lined up. So for us, that is childcare. So I arranged with my mom and set a time for her to fly in and be ready to help. She bought a flexible ticket on Southwest so that if the babies came early or later than planned, that she could rearrange her tickets and her flights. I also set a schedule with my sister-in-law and made sure I had her schedule on the calendar so that if I go into labor in the middle of the night, she could be on call to kind of come over and help watch the kids so we can go get checked into the hospital. And then also we hired a daytime babysitter. You might see her in the background of some videos here and there. The reality is with 8 kids, 10 and under, and with me working at home, I will not be able to do this on my own. So about a month before we really buckled down and found someone great and got her trained and used to our family and used to the routine and set her up on a schedule so that when the babies come, I can just disappear and go to the hospital and know that my kids are being well taken care of. You also want to make sure that your finances and insurances are all in order. This is probably something that you should work out even before you get pregnant if you have that anticipation of getting pregnant or shortly after getting pregnant. But toward the end of the pregnancy, Bubba and I sit down, we kind of look at how our budget's doing. We make sure we're paid up on all existing medical bills up to this point. I even kind of check in with my doctor and my hospital and make sure I'm fully aware of how their billing works and what kind of costs I'm looking at, and just make sure that I'm not fully blindsided by what's about to happen. Because I'm gonna be honest, having a baby is very expensive and having 2 babies is even more expensive. Now, let's talk about getting you ready, because mamas, you need to take care of you too. You've been prepping your family and your home and the babies, but what about you, right? For one, I make a list of appointments that would be next to impossible to do with babies. You could go see the dentist, optometrist, get your hair done. I got my nails done. All of those things are extremely hard to do with a new baby, so get your appointments out of the way. One thing that I did this time, and I'm so glad that I did, I had one last little hurrah with my friends, and I specifically organized a luncheon with twin mom friends so that I could sit there and kind of get my last minute questions and jitters out, and it was so lovely. My friend hosted it at her house, and it was just nice to be able to sit and eat good food and say hi to my friends and then to tell them bye, because the reality is when you bring baby home, it's not really healthy for baby, especially any NICU babies like twins typically, to have a lot of visitors and a lot of germs and a lot of people holding them. And one thing that is so important is be sure to go on at least one final date with your spouse. Not that you will never see them again, but it's kind of like you never see them again for a little while. We tried to put as many dates as possible on the calendar so that we could soak up a lot of quality time. And specifically, we tried to focus on dates that are not baby friendly. A movie theater, going out to dinner, yeah, you can take a baby along with you, but try to focus on things that you love to do together that you might not be able to do together for a while. And last but not least, get your other kids involved. Involve your family. My kids, they completely helped us clean out the car, and it made them really excited because we were like, all right, you guys, babies are coming soon. Time to get their car seats ready. I had my girls help me sort and organize the baby's clothes. The boys helped Bubba assemble all the baby gear and the new furniture. Every day I give the kids updates on the babies and how they're growing and how they're doing. There's a lot of transition that happens, and even if your kids are older, it doesn't matter. Everybody copes differently when you bring babies home from the hospital. Getting them involved in the process and keeping them really excited, all of that makes a big difference and makes for a much smoother transition for everyone. So get your family involved. And again, thank you Rakuten for sponsoring this video. Please, you guys, go sign up for them. Baby stuff can be really expensive, so why wouldn't you get cash back for the shopping you're doing anyway? It just makes sense. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it was helpful. I'm so glad that I got everything done on this list before today, because now if the babies end up coming early, I can breathe a sigh of relief knowing that it's all done, and at this point we just get to love on those little babies. I'm so excited! Baby Watch 2020 is in full effect. Follow me on Instagram. Lots of updates, play-by-plays. You will not miss a thing. Also, sign up for our texts. We will text you a link to new videos right to your phone so you don't have to go hunting for them. All of that information is below. I got a few more things to do before these babies come, and then I'm gonna put my feet up. Wish us luck. Bye!
We're looking at the time.
Are you trying it out? What do you think?